In the summer of 1944, a group of battle-hardened Russian soldiers found themselves on a perilous mission. Their orders were clear: capture a hidden Nazi bunker complex nestled deep within the Carpathian Mountains. The group, led by Captain Ivanov, consisted of 10 men who had seen what war had to offer. They pushed through the dense, lush forest, inching their way closer to the mountain stronghold. With artillery support from the Red Army, they began their assault on the complex, facing fierce resistance from the entrenched German forces. After days of brutal combat, they emerged victorious. The Nazis were driven out, and the Russian soldiers took control of the bunker complex, a labyrinthine warren of underground tunnels and chambers. Exhausted and injured, they decided to set up camp within the bunker, thankful for its relative safety from the elements. As they explored their newfound refuge, they uncovered dark secrets that sent shivers down their spines. The walls were adorned with grotesque paintings, the work of a madman, depicting gruesome experiments and horrifying torture of captives. They found cells filled with decomposed corpses. The soldiers couldn't shake the feeling that they were not alone in the bunker. One by one, the men began to disappear. Each time, the others would search for their comrades, finding only traces of blood on the cold stone floor. The fear and paranoia grew, and the once cohesive group descended into chaos. Captain Ivanov ordered a lockdown of the bunker, but it did little to halt the relentless horrors. One fateful night, the soldiers gathered in a dimly lit chamber to discuss their next move, their weapons drawn and their trust in each other fading. As they argued and pointed fingers, a ghostly figure emerged from the shadows, his skeletal face contorted in a grotesque smile. It was a soldier who had disappeared days earlier, now an unholy apparition, clad in tattered uniform. In a voice like the howling wind, the spirit revealed the truth of the bunker. It had been the site of diabolical experiments, a place where the boundaries of life and death had been manipulated by the Nazi scientists. The apparition then uttered a chilling revelation: the Red Army High Command had known about the horrors of the bunker all along. They had sent the soldiers here as a sacrifice, a secret pawn in a larger game, with the hope that the evil within the bunker would consume them. The soldiers were left with a choice: stay and face the vengeful spirits or attempt to escape. As they argued and pointed fingers, a different kind of terror began to unfold. From the shadows, unseen hands emerged, grabbing them one by one, pulling them into the darkness. Their screams echoed through the chamber, but their comrades could do nothing to save them. The soldiers fought desperately, firing their weapons into the inky blackness, but it was as though the darkness itself hungered for their souls. Their bullets hit nothing but empty air, and their pleas for mercy fell on deaf ears. Limbs were torn from bodies, throats were slit by unseen blades. The soldiers were pursued by an unrelenting nightmare, a terror that defied all reason. In the end, only a few managed to escape, battered and bloodied. They fled through the dark, winding passages of the bunker, the oppressive darkness closing in around them. One by one, the survivors met gruesome fates. Amid the chaos, the survivors stumbled upon a chamber filled with the remains of those who had disappeared. That sight was enough to break them. Their only hope was to send the youngest, Private Yuri, to run and find help. Yuri left with a heavy heart. The rest remained and readied themselves for a final stand. With weapons in hand and a fierce resolve, they braced for a battle against an incomprehensible evil. Yuri sprinted through the dark tunnels and emerged into the blinding light of the summer day. The distant screams of his comrades echoed through the mountains. Yuri vanished into the wilderness, leaving behind the torment of the bunker. Yuri managed to reach the headquarters, yet only to meet a chilling fate. His own command was desperate to keep the horrifying secret hidden, and had no interest in saving the soldiers. They silenced him with a gunshot, forever sealing the truth within the bunker's malevolent depths.